This is your weekend market recap for Sunday, May 28th, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your weekend market review for Sunday, May 28th, 2023. Hopefully you are surviving, thriving, doing the best you can with what you got, taking the information that you see readily available, interpreting it the best you can, and doing what you think is right. A lot of people have a lot of questions, trying to offer insights, but in the end, you are the one who hits enter. You are the one who has to be in control of your own business. Remember, this is a business. And guess what? Trading isn't always easy. I try to tell people this all the time. They're always looking for the easy answers. And in reality, as most people know, there is a lot to learn. Trading isn't always predictable. The markets do things that are, what I would say, not rational. We talk about that all the time. So get in on that. Hopefully, going into this week, we got last 3 business days of the month. Can be window dressing, can be profit taking, can be all sorts of things. And then you have jobs numbers on Friday. It's going to be an interesting week. And then now you're talking about the debt ceiling. Sounds like they're going to meet on Wednesday to finalize spending cuts, whatever. I mean, as we always talked about, they'll kick the can down the road. It's just a matter of whether this is a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing, or is the market going to just continue plopping up? And this is the thing we'll talk about. There's a lot of things going on. And so if you're newer to the channel and you want to check it out, check the Discord room. Please subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell, also on YouTube so you get the live chat when they pop up. So this is what I, paying attention to. And again, not about Twitter, but let's talk about some of the things over the weekend that come popping up. NVIDIA is going to do a shelf offering, selling, I think, $10 billion worth of stock, if I remember, have a market cap that's now of $1 trillion. That's basically 1%. It's a nothing burger, but it might be perceived as, hey, people are now starting to, these guys are realizing they bought back stock much lower. They're looking at it like, wow, our stock is incredibly overvalued. Market might start realizing such. And again, how fast and how big does it drop? We've talked about it. I mean, it's trading at double what the peak of Intel was in the 2000s in terms of market cap and future sales and earnings ratios. It's a bubble. It's just you don't know how high it's going to go. So on that note, people go, oh, it's going to the moon. And it's like, yeah, the same people who say it's going to the moon are the ones who say it's going to the moon. And when it's fallen, they say it's trash. This is interesting. 3.23 standard deviations above its 50-day moving average, most overbought tech sector. We're in the fear and greed. Again, if you go to CNBC, CNN, whatever, fear and greed indexes, we're in extreme greed. Small business optimism is collapsing. U.S. corporations are filing for the most bankruptcies since 2010. Remember, that was coming out of the 2009 bear market. Home sales are falling. Interest rate expectations are going higher. Inflation is going to pick up. This is what's interesting to me is, look at this. The biggest gap between the S&P, equal weight to S&P since the dot-com bubble. These are huge. Again, as we talked about, there's only a few stocks leading at this point. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Again, there's a lot of charts like copper, metals pulling back. Here's artificial intelligence. Reality being copper, Dr. Copper. Yeah. $1 trillion chip maker. There's a lot of stuff that's interesting going on. So if you have any questions, again, please reach out. And this is the hardest part, right? You don't know. You don't know when this is all going to end, right? It can continue going on. So be aware of times when tech stocks surge, but the overall stocks fall. So again, we've got a lot to talk about because there's a huge short interest in the S&P 500, and it typically leads to a down move. But the problem with the huge short interest is, and take note of this, this is in my notes, is that whatever we fall, there will be a strong rally back that will lead to probably a bigger fall at some point if the bear market does continue, like I think it will in time. And it might be one of these things where, take note, where we drop starting next week, following week, overbought conditions, unwind, something comes, buy the rumor, sell, I don't know. We pop at some point, and maybe it doesn't fall till September. Maybe August. It could be one of those things where, again, if you study the past, you'll realize that the high short interest it does create rallying opportunities off the lows. That will be aggressive. Again, check us out on YouTube. Appreciate like, subscribe, notification bells. Well worth it. Back to Basics series is on YouTube and also on my website. From beginner to more advanced materials, videos, all sorts of fun stuff. And two, if you are interested, please check out the Marcus by Goldman account. Again, get your funds under 250,000, 500,000 FDI and SHE if it's combined with your significant other. I'm telling you, they're paying 5.15% for 3 months. Then it's 4.15. But if you're smart and you have time, share your links. You get 5.15%. And thing is that as rates continue to go higher, they keep moving the bonuses up. You don't have to reapply. So if you have, say, the bonus right now is 3 months, 5.15%, you get some referral codes where maybe it covers the next 6, 9 months. Well, if they raise rates, you will get the benefit. I've gotten the benefit every single time. Started when it was like 3.5%. Fed fund futures. It's looking like January's gonna be a rate hike. Market gonna like that? Good question. Bitcoin, we talked about, man, it just keeps holding this 27,000. Hard to know. Be careful. Oil, we talked about commodities going to chop. I really think in this next leg that eventually comes down, bear market, whatever, I think commodities will probably stay low and lead us down. It'll be the first things to bottom too, because that will be before a Fed pivot and liquidity injection. And these things, and in my mind, I mean, you pick the commodity, probably even gold, maybe even Bitcoin, they all will follow the same little pattern like in 2008, in my opinion, maybe even like the 2000s when you came out of the dot-com bust. They will bottom first. They will hold choppy ranges. They won't make new lows like certain other tech names. They will not get absolutely crushed, but they will already be down and already be basing, and gives the market makers endless ample opportunity to accumulate. Natural gas, same thing. Kind of like, again, at some point, right, $2 cheaper is not going to be that price in the future. We all know that. So let's get into the dollar. As we talked about, the dollar waking up. You're welcome. Again, some things we've been right on, some things we've been wrong on. That's just the nature of the game. Dollar, we've been spot on. We talked about the top up here. Here you go, the triple kind of Lindy. Sorry, I was thinking of that movie. Rodney Dangerfield. Now you're at the 200-day. You see what's up. Very importante. Keep an eye on it. TLT held the 199 area. Very important. Again, bond volatility is crucial. Just keep an eye on it. It's trading in a range, higher rates. I mean, we're back at the 7% plus mortgage rate threshold right down here. If it gets worse, higher rates. Just keep an eye on it. The VIX talked about waking up, coming right back down. This thing is incredible. I mean, this is some literal chop. VIX, we talked about breaking out over 101. Does it? Comes right back. The volatility index of the volatility index is waking up. It's just, again, what day does it go? SPY, again, the data on Friday, amazing to me how they kind of argue that it was so bullish. Again, the 420 area. Could you get up and fill? There's a gap up here. Could you fill the gap up at 422.23? Yes. Hopefully people are watching the previous recaps. If you haven't added in anything, you haven't done anything, just patience. Wait for that level. Potentially get it. QQQ been obviously unstoppable. This is a blow-off phase, in my opinion. This is a blow-off phase. Now, again, I would be anticipating maybe some lagging in the Qs. But could we fill these gaps? I mean, this is crazy. And not crazy in the sense of like the bear market has to be, can't continue. It's just, this is what you do sometimes. I mean, this is the thing that's so hard about the market. And here maybe you can see why it's important on the monthly too. It doesn't have to be rational. I try to explain this to people. Like, they're like, oh, this has to happen. This happens. Like, no, it doesn't have to happen like you think it was. I mean, I've been humbled so many damn times, and you're going to be humbled that you go, all right, sometimes you don't know. So watch the QQQ. I mean, I feel like we're at some pretty important inflection points here. We talk about high volume highs and lows. Like, you're into this candle right in here. You're into this stuff. So how much higher could it go? It's tough to know. IWM, we talked about it lagging endlessly. Again, the IWM should lead the market higher. It's just dead. DIA has been struggling. Some of the names have gone woke, go broke. Some of the names have been holding up. We talked about the 200-day in this like 50-day area, kind of, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Let me pull this over. Apologize, I didn't save, but it seems to be lagging. At this point, just keep an eye on it. Again, this is what's so hard about the market. It's not like everything's leading going higher. It's just meh. Gold. warn people, like, probably leave it alone. Like, everyone's like, the debt ceiling, it's going to go. I'm like, second quarter seasonality, we haven't got a Fed pivot. I'd be a little concerned here. And look what's happened. Pulling back. Again, at some point, gold, silver makes sense. Silver, nice rally on Friday, but it's been oversold. I mean, not surprised. Again, if you've been following the channel, you knew to get out. You took your profits. Talked about the GDX 33 level breaking. We talked about the double top. Again, if you look at the monthly, I mean, these things led up. This is where I'm very suspect with the market. Like, here you go. It now looks like it's going to lead down. I mean, I'm telling you, man, let the GDX come into the 16 level. Oh, my God. GDXJ. And this is the thing. We talk about the junior miners leading the metal sector. Made a lower high, leading down. Pretty simple. AG. Oh, got a 5 handle on it. Maybe we get the 4 handle. I don't know. Love it. Come on down. Come on down. I mean, you can zoom out on the weekly, monthly. Here you go. There's like so many trend lines around here. Like, I'd love to see it. Man, even 2 or 3. I mean, that would be like the gift from God. If there is a God, if there is a gift that could be given. But, sorry, cats in the screens. I think it's just worth watching. Let these names come in. AEM, we talked about, been leading up like this name. Pulling back. Again, all these things, let them come in. I mean, got a lot of flack for telling people to sell up here. And again, I'm not always right, but just I mean, I probably should just only trade metals. I mean, you have a very good track record with such. Newmont, we talked about lagging, looking like crap. Come on down, the price is wrong, right? And they think of like Bob Barker, the price is wrong, bitch. Yeah, PAAS, same thing, double top. And it's funny, I talked about social media influencers all about metals and miners like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, that's not good. Well, same thing. If you're pulling up any social media account, real TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, I mean, everyone's talking about buying AI. We talked about Google searching for AI. Is that like the Bitcoin Google search algorithmic peak? Be careful. All right. Speaking of semis, I mean, these things have been on fire. AMD, good God. Good God. I mean, what is the fuck? Excuse my language. What the hell? All right, well, all right, you filling the gaps. All right, trying to fill the gaps. I mean, this is ridiculous. These moves are not healthy. These usually, again, come at the end. The straight line, like, banger moves. Like these big, just constant gap downs and straight downs and just, yeah. He's like, do you like the sound effects? No. Just, do you get what I'm saying? Like, here you go, and then at least pull back. But this is the thing. Are you in a bull market? This feels very capitulatory, like just unabated buying, like in a sense of, we have to get it. Micron broke out of that range over 65. I mean, look at these candles. Doji. I mean, they're literally losing China. Filling the gap here. I don't know. Is it going to really... Man, these, again, I'm just... In my mind, I'm like, all right, let's just look at the weekend recap before we even start looking at it. All right. Does it get over it? I don't know. Right? Your favorite NVIDIA. Earnings down year over year, but up 50% quarter over quarter. Look at that. I mean, they added an AMD market cap on Friday or Thursday. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. And we'll see if that is not just the distribution point. And again, they're going to do a secondary. We'll see. Intel had been lagging. Piece of junk. Gaps down, rallies back. It's probably going to get stuck here at all these moving averages. Keep it simple. Stupid. SMH. Good. I mean, again, mind-boggling. These moves, but not surprised, I guess. Here you go. Here's the next port of entry for problems. Wow. I mean, that's all you can say. I mean, again, AI, this is what's so hard is, did AI need a blow off? Always possible. Again, I thought this is where you have to be honest. I have to be honest with myself. Like, I didn't think that AI was going to garner such a reaction, but man, did the market makers sell the hell out of it. And again, you know what? We like to talk about, I'll show you my favorite chart from Anna Cooling's book. It's like expansion, how the specialists use the market. The complete guide to volume price analysis. The expansion of communication media will bring more people to the market, tending to increase volatility of stock prices in land. Advances will have to be more dramatic on the upside to attract public interest in order to distribute the ever-increasing amount of inventories. Right? That's what's going on up here, in my opinion, in all of these names. And it's just, here's that volume. When does it turn? I don't know. Adobes. Wow, holy crap. I didn't realize it was up that big on Friday. Look at that. Breaks out. Wow. Now it's back at the 50-month and 20-month, which is interesting. I'll pull it up. Nice rally. I mean, is there going to be profit taking to end of the month? I would think so. Apple been just kind of stuck here. We talked about the holding the 20-day. So far, so good. Do I trust Apple? Not really, no. Amazon, same thing. Hitting the fibs, filling the gaps. I mean, this stuff was oversold. This is why we talk about being careful shorting stuff at the lows. Pops. CRM. Wow. Again, popping. We thought 200 was it. Nah. GOOG. Now, the mid-120s seems to be the cap right now, but could we go a little higher? I mean, it's AI. When we talk about high volume highs, lows, channel areas, retesting, your guess is good as mine. Meta. I can't believe this thing is still rising. How stupid is that? Yeah. I mean, you're into the gap. Now there's no real, I mean, there is resistance when you zoom out, but it's like psychologically, could it fill the gap? Don't. No. Microsoft. I mean, this is, we talked about being like absolutely insane. I mean, you got to be a Jerry of the day. And here's the gap. We talked about it. I mean, I said this gap was always in play, but I'm like, no, I didn't think it was, it's kind of one of those gaps you're like, no way. No way. Way, bro. Way. So there's that gap. I mean, the AI hype, again, it's like, it's funny. Like, there's 10, 15, 20 stocks, 5 of them carrying most of the weight, and the market just seems to ignore the rest of the stuff. NDAQ, and again, tech is what's been leading. Let's call it what it is. We talked about the NASDAQ will ultimately be a lagging sector in the future because money will be rotating out of these sectors because people are not going to be paying 30, 40, 50 times sales and all these stupid things. I mean, there will be it'll be their come to gut Jesus moment at some point. MSTR, talk about MicroStrategy chopping around, going nowhere until Bitcoin looks like it. Netflix, I mean, I saw this, was like, 375 is good. And it's like, look at the wick, closed slightly above it. I mean, there's a lot of converging stuff on the bigger time frame charts. Just be thoughtful. Roblox, this thing has gone nowhere fast. We've talked about it. Just, I think they get bought out at some point, but man, it's one I would not short, but I just keep an eye on it. Tesla gets the rally on Friday. Come on. Trend line, look at that wick. Someone was, again, where's the 10-minute? I'm just curious to see the 10-minute close. Or just the volume on the 10. No, not too crazy. I guess sell into the close with not like crazy volume, but you can see the action. It's like at 13.10. I mean, it was like at 110. It was just like, so tough to know. I mean, 200 days just right there. Do we need to touch it? Need to touch? I don't know. Do we need to? We'll see. All right, let's get in materials. X. We talk about materials lagging. These I think will be the bottoming first kind of names, but it won't be I don't think anytime soon because the Feds aren't pivoting. 20-day, Nucor, chopping, holding, Caterpillar, and lagging. Talked about the 215, 220 area. Sorry, 215 to 220. Yeah, chopping. VALE. Everybody loves VALE. It's like materials, just, again, this is what's so hard. Arrow. Now, has been interesting, been volatile, but looks like it's stair-stepping its way down. CCJ, a lot of people like this, thinking it was going to the moon. Uranium, it's like chop. Again, I think all these names at lower prices. CF, we talked about, we like ag. People got to eat, but man, these names just, we talked about it. I think they could head lower. I mean, throw the baby out with the bathwater. Mosaic, this one's been just trampled lately. Hopefully you see this in the upper 20s. NTR, we talked about this one, possibly capitulatory to rally, high volume. Look at it, it's coming back down. keep an eye on these names because there might be some buys down here, and there might be, I don't know, we'll see. Money was going to rotate. Remember, money doesn't get destroyed. AA, dead, holding along the lows. We've been popping in some of these copper names. Southern Copper has been just, pretty strong, higher range, but now it looks like it's, you can see like there's a little bit of a, I don't know, where do you want to draw this, like angularly. There's some sort of trend. I wonder if I zoom out if there's another peak. Of course there was another one, Dan. Something like this. Whatever. You can draw it however you want. Fun. I like to do drawings. These names have gotten destroyed. I don't know, not destroyed, but again, lagging. 20% off the highs. What's your favorite financials, right? We talked about the mid 32s to 33s. Mid 33s, chopping, holding the next level at 31. They don't really look that good. KRE, talked about it hitting the 41, 42, 50-day moving average. Doink. Again, financials lead. JP Morgan lags. Shorted up here and trade around it, not looking too bad. Morgan Stanley, not easy. But this thing has been just acting like doo-doo. Goldman Sachs. Again, I think Goldman will be fine in all of this. Chop. But, it is what it is. Just keep an eye on it, right? We've talked about the XBI blowing out. Look at these I'd love to see this in the market. Like, this is the candle I want to see. A Gravelstone Doji. Maybe we get it on Tuesday. That would be ideal, and then you could probably take her down. Blowing out. Solar names we've talked about. Solar's a joke, but it's holding up off of the lows. Chopping around. TAN. ENPH, I warn people, just again, let this thing pop. I don't know how high it needs to pop, but it's just, there's better names. Short. Sedgerton. Sedge, if you shorted up in the 313s, looks good. If you shorted for Solar on their announcement to buy a company for $35 million and it rallied, look at this thing. Just bzz, novice gap trap. Keep an eye on it. We'll end it with oil, gas, little rant. Oil, again, I think it's going nowhere. UNG, please leave this product alone. I know it just keeps decaying. I just don't like, there's just nothing here for me. XOP, we've said, watch the 1-teens when it was going to hold and balance the whole market. But this is the thing, like the market's starting to rally and materials are melting back. Something's got to give. ExxonMobil, which has been a stupendous leader this year when it was coming up, now it's just pulling back. Oil and gas, demand, something about the economy. PXD was a buyout target, just chopping, rallied up. And Oxy, we talked about how Buffett's probably selling covered calls and trying to get the stock down to buy more to get a higher dividend yield. Loves it. Greedy bastard. Well, we'll see what happens here. We'll end it with EQT and Flex LNG. Again, some of these natural gas names look like they're going to break out. Watch the 200-day and Flex LNG. Again, I like this because I think if natural gas prices stay low, which I think they will, we'll become more of an exporter of not liquefied natural gas, compressing it. Be a gift if it gets sold off. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out. I know the markets are tough. I apologize if I haven't, again, been able to be around. A lot of y'all know, working out some major marital serious, I shouldn't even probably disclose it, but family issues been hard on me. Gonna probably have to go on a couple week family separation. I don't even know if I should disclose this stuff because it doesn't matter. But I want the people who really follow and know what's going on with me, because that's the reason why it's been hard for me personally. What's going on in our family, what is happening, has nothing to do with the markets. A lot to do with circumstances of the past, dealing with all sorts of things with the marital stuff, and it's just is what it is. You can only, sometimes people need solitude to figure out what they want. Sometimes people need space. Sometimes they need to know all they need to know facts wise, and then you can make a decision. And that's sadly what's going on in my life when dealing with my significant other struggles. And maybe people who are listening to this have gone through similar, so they can understand. Tough to do when you live in the same house with the same person who's going through issues, and you got to give people space. You can't force them to make a decision. Wow, disclosing way too much, but that's just where I'm at. So I've been trying to stay out of the office, stay out of watching the markets, trying to give myself also a little space. But trading around this has not been easy. That's for damn sure. And I was hoping it would be, but just kind of is what it is. So I appreciate all the love, support, and again, people just understanding. Again, life is not easy. So hopefully you're enjoying this weekend. And again, for me personally, things are getting better. The space, the time that we're working, the things that are working for family issues are working, but it's not going to get resolved. It's kind of like this bear market, the choppy, sloppy, frustrating market, living in the gray. So I will talk to you guys and gals soon. Please reach out if you have any questions. Always here for y'all guys and gals. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.